Fight. Since you lost, what's up, Jake? Where you going, Jake? Oh, he's running! He's running! Look at him!
Gervonta Davis shocked Jake Paul with a punch that blew up the internet right outside Miami International Airport. No cameras, no boxing ring, no rules, just pure tension spilling over. People were yelling, security rushed in, and fans pulled out their phones as two of the sport's biggest names clashed. Jake Paul almost turned the terminal into a fight zone. And now everyone is asking what could have pushed Tank to go that far.
After Canelo, obviously, didn't materialize, was the next one Tank?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But, man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching it, he was a gigantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game. So to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay. And so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you say exhibition, what are the restrictions on that?
No restrictions, just the fact that we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
Okay. Is that still of interest to you? If he wins the rematch and you beat Julio, is that of great interest to you later this year?
For sure.
The truth is, this feud has been boiling for a long time. It's about trash talk that crossed limits, contract issues, and even leaked private messages. This wasn't some random fight, it was personal. What happened in Miami could be the start of a rivalry no one saw coming. The story is still building with leaked videos, hidden motives, and major impact on their next fights. Tensions between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis have been rising quietly for months.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
This time Jake picked the wrong man to mess with. Gervonta Davis is not like the usual people Jake taunts. He's not a social media act. He's a fighter built through real struggles, real fights, and real battles.
Tank Davis.
Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. Back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer, George was a puncher, Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of competition.
Yes,
He was doing that a lot.
And he gotta be careful with that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you gotta be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you gotta be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
When Jake made fun of Tank's legal troubles, calling him a headline, it hit a nerve.
Baltimore native and boxing champ Gervonta Tank Davis is sent to jail less than a month after he was ordered to serve 3 months of home detention. He was taken into custody after an impromptu hearing yesterday, and now he will finish his 90-day sentence in the Baltimore City jail. Deputies say Davis violated the terms of his home detention sentence in a 2020 hit-and-run crash. He said his home was too small, so he moved to the Four Seasons Hotel, but did not get permission from the judge. He received his 90-day sentence after pleading guilty in February to a crash that injured 4 people.
And when Jake mocked his issues with Floyd Mayweather saying Tank lives in Floyd's shadow, that's when things crossed the line.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
Tank never answered publicly, but behind the scenes he was watching and waiting. In Miami, he arrived for a private team meeting before his rematch with Lamont Roach. Jake, on the other hand, had just flown back from business, still celebrating his win over Mike Tyson in their controversial fight.
What's going on? What's up, Floyd? I can have what I want. What you mean with the camera? Oh, you got camera too. So what you supposed?
When they saw each other, it was instant tension. No greetings, no words, just anger. Tank moved in fast with the speed that makes him one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing. Jake took the same type of shot that floored Frank Martin, except this time there was no ring, no rules, only chaos. Social media exploded. Fans were divided. Some thought Jake deserved it after all the trash talk. Others believed Tank went too far and should have waited for the ring.
Alright, Jake, I'm filming.
So guys, I'm in the hospital. I had an accident. I'm still gonna be able to fight August 6th, so get your tickets at msg.com before they sell out. But I broke my back carrying the promotion for this event. It's broken.
Oh, Jake, you good?
Nurse!
Jake,
Nurse, more morphine!
Oh my God.
I broke my back carrying the last 5 fights promotion. My opponents never sell shit. Oh, it hurts!
Do something.
It hurts! These motherfuckers never sell shit! They couldn't sell a pen to a writer!
So why did Tank finally snap? He's been under pressure. From splitting with longtime trainer Calvin Ford to proving himself without Floyd Mayweather to facing legal problems, it's been a lot. Jake represents everything he hates about the modern boxing world: viral fame, fake hype, and huge paydays without real work.
Called a clown following the Tyson fight. Tell us, exactly why. Expound on that.
Because why would he even want to fight him? And who told Mike Tyson to fight anyway?
Do you think that it might have tarnished Mike's legacy in a way?
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
Jake's win over Mike Tyson added even more fuel. Tank hated seeing Jake fight a legend almost 60 years old. So when Jake joked about Tank's personal life, training drama, and even jail time, it became too much. For Tank, that punch in Miami wasn't about headlines, it was about respect.
Do you think that it's fair to call them boxers now? We talk about Logan Brothers.
I think it's okay to call Jake Paul a boxer. The only reason why I say that is because he do be in the gym. He's working on stuff. The fight that he fought Mike Tyson, I don't think he should have fought Mike Tyson because of who Mike Tyson is and the age. And he said that he didn't try to knock him out. Yes, you did. You just couldn't get the knockout. And he tried to knock him out for sure.
But not everyone believes it was real. Many fans think the airport fight was staged, carefully planned to sell a future event. And now it's official. Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul is set for November.
Maybe it can be. It's not a terrible fight. We know that Gervonta is going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens.
Eddie Hearn confirmed it right after Tank's rematch with Lamont Roach in August. For some, the timing feels too perfect. The viral punch looked too clean and both camps stayed too quiet.
I gotta ask you, how real or what was to it with you and Tank actually being a thing? Was that something that was talked about?
Yeah, no, it was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to make happen, but he has to do his rematch with
Lamont and get that W, and then we'll be able to run it back. But me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure.
Since both fighters love headlines, people suspect it's a publicity stunt designed to boost pay-per-view sales. Career-wise, this fight doesn't make sense for Tank.
This might be the worst thing that ever happened in the history of humanity. Jake Paul is set to fight Gervonta Tank Davis in November. This is ridiculous. First of all, Tank, I know you're known for not taking the hardest fights, but you at least fight actual boxers. What are you doing? Besides getting that bag. Second, Jake, why are you doing this? You're a bad person. Let's ignore the fact that I have personally watched this man rob a P.F. Chang's. Let's talk about his refusal to fight real boxers. He gets criticized for refusing to fight real boxers, so he fights Mike Tyson, a 60-year-old boxer. He gets criticized for fighting a 60-year-old boxer, so he fights a current championship boxer who is literally 100 pounds lighter than him. Tank Davis is a lightweight, 135 pounds. Jake Paul is a cruiserweight, 235 pounds. You're never beating this fraud allegation, Jake, so why are you doing this? What do you guys think of this fight? And don't tell me anything good. Say it in the comments, though.
If he beats Lamont Roach clearly in August, he'll silence doubters and rebuild momentum. You'd expect his next fight to be with Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, not a YouTuber.
When we wanted the Loma fight, when it was in its prime, him and Mayweather, their team just, they just danced around it. When we wanted the Devin fight for Undisputed, the belts don't matter. I could just give them to my kids because everybody's winning belts. Shakur, he's easy work, he's boring, but you don't want to unify against him. Keyshawn might have a chance. You feel me? It's just disgusting. We wanted the Bud fight too after he called him out, and we also would have took a Teofimo Lopez fight. But then his fans would say, oh, but they're too big, they're not in his weight class. What the fuck is Jake Paul? This is the bullshit I be talking about. Like, this shit does nothing for the sport of boxing, but in terms of the division of 135, it doesn't do jack shit.
But if he loses to Roach again, it's 2 defeats in a row. Roach nearly won the first fight if the ref had counted that knockdown. If Tank loses this rematch, a fight with Jake will lose all hype. Nobody wants to see a fighter fresh off back-to-back losses take on Jake Paul.
Didn't say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fighting right now?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
What do you think of former athletes and celebrities like Jake Paul taking up boxing? You think that grows the sport?
If he's doing it for the right reason, actually want to do it because of just like actually want to box, it's cool. But if he's doing it for like the wrong reason, just to get the hype and stuff like that, I feel as though it's trash. Sometimes people get bored at what they doing, and they want to try other stuff. Got to be mentally tough to be able to box. So that's why I don't take that away from some fighters or some people that want to jump into the sport. So just show how tough you are. That's how it should be.
For sure. That's all I got. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Are you retiring?
What changed? What made this shit trash, garbage?
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford and or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to.
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like say you got a spark today.
That would look desperate, like Tank gave up on real fights for an easy paycheck. Many argue influencers like Jake Paul aren't growing the sport, they're using it for clout. Boxing takes discipline and real toughness, not just hype. Tank has even said he's bored of boxing and has thought about retirement. He's cut ties with longtime coach Calvin Ford and even looked out of shape in training. In his last fight with Roach, he nearly got dropped in round 9. This time Barry Hunter coached him instead of Calvin Ford, which raised more questions. Everything points to Tank losing interest in boxing. So why fight Jake? Simple money. Jake brings big numbers and Netflix streaming deals. His fight with Tyson broke records. If Netflix picks up Tank vs Jake, the payday could be over $50 million, which is far more than Tank would get against Shakur or Haney. Still, before Jake Paul, Tank has to survive Lamont Roach. Their first match was controversial and many fans thought Roach was robbed. In the rematch, Roach will come back stronger, and if Tank slips up again, the Jake Paul fight could collapse. Fans are hyped, but weight is another issue. Jake announced he'll fight at 195 pounds, almost heavyweight. Tank fights at 135 and has never looked comfortable above 140. That's a 6-weight class jump. The exhibition will have no judges, no scoring, and no headgear, but knockouts allowed. It's basically a bare-knuckle fight against a bigger opponent. The promoters are pushing it as the biggest event of the year. So that's it for now. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next update. Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more.